For all our saints and loved ones today, we are lifting up a sermon of a different kind, in the form of a contemporary dance piece offered for us by our guest, neighbor, and dear friend, Mary Ford-Sussman. I would like to share some thoughts about the work, its history, its content, and some of its various meanings before we see it. Allow me to don my teacher's hat for a moment. The dancer and choreographer Hadassah was born in Jerusalem in 1909. She performed traditional Israeli, Indian, Javanese, Balinese, and Korean dances throughout the world, including Carnegie Hall and Jacob's Pillow, and incorporated the style, tradition, and meaning of these ancient folk arts into her own modern dances. She believed that all these forms of expression stemmed from a universal human motivation and spiritual longing to connect with the divine source. Of her signature work, Shuvi Nafshi, which we will witness today, she said, "Man is not alone when he is ecstatically aware that his soul, albeit an infinitesimal spark, is part and parcel of the universal flame." Psalm 116, "Return, O my soul," speaks of someone enduring loss, illness, and grief, turning toward God, coming back to peace and to oneself. In Shuvi Nafshi, the dancer seeks God and displays her inner struggle. Her gestures are circular and arcing in path. She is searching and exploring, expressing ideas and feelings that are difficult, indirect, and winding. She turns around herself throughout the dance to change direction, travel, grieve, question, seek, and pray. In Hasidic Jewish mysticism, as well as Hindu and other Middle Eastern mysticism, the divine energy of God enters the human body through the top of the head. This too is reflected in the dancer's gestures in this piece. The panel of fabric across the dancer's shoulders and arm invokes the image of a black mourning shawl from the outside, and a talit, or prayer shawl, light in color, from the inside. The dancer is, perhaps, shrouded in grief and sadness, and yet has great faith within. It is noteworthy that in 1947, when this piece was made, there were no women rabbis, and prayer shawls were worn by men. The music for the dance is a traditional Hebrew version of Psalm 116, sung by a cantor and accompanied by an organist. One can easily imagine this sung in a synagogue during a service, or in a state of personal prayer and meditation. Also recorded in 1947, the sound quality is that of an older recording, but you can clearly hear the power and richness of the cantor's voice and, of course, his deep passion. Hadassah was the daughter of a rabbi and granddaughter of 2 rabbis, raised in the Hasidic spiritual tradition. Although dance is part of Hasidic life, when Hadassah was, as a woman, chose to perform dances in public and pursue dance as a career, this was against her community's beliefs, and she was disowned by her family. However, when her parents saw her perform Shuvi Nafshi, they finally understood her ability to express her spirituality through her performances. One might say that in a time of great pain and rejection, she turned within, toward God, and was able to return to herself. I say all of this to give you context for the work, but truly the dance speaks for itself. What is most important about this piece is your experience of it. I invite you now to open your hearts and minds to the moment and to receive your own message from God through this work.